It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Tuesday, October 9th, 2018. It's 7 a.m.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, whoop. Another cool morning.
Yeah, we're starting today at about 70 degrees, and we'll get down to that weather here in a few minutes. It'll be brought to you by Greg's Farm Services. But good morning, everybody. Welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Scooter Callis.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, howdy.
How was your evening?
It was very nice. Did some football last night. Me and you and Bob and Amanda.
Yeah, it was cool.
And did a little 7th grade scoring last night. Freddie Pink and gang against Harrison. A lot of fun at Bomber Stadium. Nice.
We had 1.5 games, which sounds
Figure
weird.
that one out.
It sounds weird to say that, but we had 1.5 games. I think they had the A team played a full game, and then they brought the B team in for a half game. Just it's their last games. 7th grade is done, and
October 8th, and according to that schedule, I don't think I scored another football game until late August of 2019 now. Yeah. Unless something happens on a Friday night and I get a phone call. But
we had a chance to meet Josh Copeland.
Yeah, that's cool.
Josh,
talk real quick about that.
Josh, the Cuddly Bear Copeland.
Coming with a spool of 9 stitches. If I have you right,
God.
He just won a fight in New Orleans. He's on his way to Madison Square Gardens on December 31st.
He's up for the $1 million one fight. $1 million on the table.
I think he's got the gumption to do that. I think he's going to accomplish that.
Let me tell
Didn't
you,
he train in Denver?
Yeah, he trains in Denver, and he is one of the most humble gentlemen. Yeah. I mean, really nice guy, and
quite an honor to meet the gentleman last night. Yeah,
and it's funny because he is this mean-looking guy, and especially now he's got a black eye and stitches above his eye and this and that.
Kind of like Lurch from Adam's Family in the booth last night.
He stands there and he's got the smile on his face, and you quickly know why they call him Cuddly Bear.
Yeah,
I mean he's just this big happy bear.
Yep.
And it was pretty cool. We actually, me and Bob Rechtenwald and my family went out to dinner with him last night and got to talk to him, get to know him a little bit better. And he's a really good guy, but I wish the best for him. He is a Mountain Home kid.
There you go. I saw pictures of him with Cindy Berg and Coach Webb and some others on Facebook last night. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a good time with him. It was great to meet him. I wish him the very, very best. Yeah. Of course, Austin wanted to wrestle him.
Oh,
He wanted to go on. He said with his eye he can't compete for a month, his doctor said. So Austin was a little disappointed. He wanted him on the mat.
Hey, we're enjoying Brewed Awakening Coffee. You can do the same thing. Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. 3 locations to serve you. We got Bomber Boulevard, of course, going to be very busy from now until about 7:50, and then 62 East Plaza out by Anytime Fitness in the Walmart area, and Baxter Regional Medical Center's lobby. Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. Got some nice coffee mugs. Somebody want a nice Brewed Awakening coffee mug? Well, stop by sometime. I'll give you one. And you never know. Just might have some Brewed Awakening fans out there. Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. You don't believe me? Stop by and have a cup of coffee.
I think you got some Brewed Awakening fans out there. I think you got some that have heard about your coffee and are a little scared to come in and drink it.
Okay, so I slacked off a little bit, so it's not as strong. I mean, I'm not using it to remove paint off of a car fender right now, So, anyway, Brewed Awakening Coffee is the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water, right?
There you go.
All right, it is really good coffee. It really is. No matter the strength, it's great, great coffee. And, of course, the morning prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas across the state. Roller Funeral Homes. They will work diligently and professionally to help you with the service for your loved one. When the need arises, Roller Funeral Homes, I can't describe how professional they are. I mean, when Brad was here, I thought, oh my goodness, this man is a total dedicated professional. So when the need arises, Roller Funeral Homes. Let's pause now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, there's several things on my mind this morning. First, there's a hurricane warning that will affect the Gulf Coast, and let folks heed the warnings. Lord, I pray for their safety. Next, there's possible flooding from Texas to Minnesota. I just pray for the protection of our people across our country. Lord, grant us, if I could ask a favor, brilliant fall colors this year. And then as cooler temperatures arrive and then winter approaches, I pray for the elderly, those that may be living alone. I just pray you keep them safe throughout the cooler weathers and the cold weather that's coming later on. Lord, you've blessed us abundantly, and we are grateful. Help us to never take your blessings for granted, and that's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Morning prayer by Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas across the state. Roller Funeral Homes, when the need arises. They're the ones to choose. Yep.
Now,
oh, tune that trumpet. Come on. Do it again. Come on. One more time.
There
There it is. There it is. Greg's Farm Services brings you the morning weather each and every day. Greg's Farm Services on the farm, around the home, and in the community. Greg's Farm Services at 6153 Highway 126 between Gassville and Midway in Midway, Arkansas. And in Mountain Home, 1309 Bradley Drive, the Power Shop. I was over there about 2 weeks ago for some chainsaw parts, and wow, do they have the stuff. Greg's Farm Services brings the morning weather each and every day. Husqvarna Dealer Day sales events is still going on. Check out prices on chainsaw, leaf blowers, and other equipment. They have some great prices on some great products there. Prepare for cooler weather. Stovepipe 10% off. Now's the time to be checking out that.
I need to get my stove clean.
That wood burner, you know. Yeah. Check it out. Check that flue. Check the stovepipe, whatever it may be. Check it out. Garden cart, $49.99. Deer block, 25 pound, $8.99. The Pet Mate Barn Home, ranging in price from $34.99 to $65.99. 4 choices there on different sizes. Mouse traps are on sale. A 5-port bird feeding station for $27.99. And the ever popular 50-foot garden hose for $17.99. 70-quart muck tub, $15.99. Then, of course, you've got the 5-gallon gas can, now $11.49. All kinds of great things going on at Greg's Farm Services. And then we're going to be needing those garden tools, $7.99 each. Fiberglass red handle tools, take your choice. And, well, probably, knowing me, I'm probably going to need all of them. Let's see, we got leaves in the flower bed and rocks in the yard, so you got to rake up some stuff. I'm getting a lot of twigs and limbs and stuff like that, sticks.
That are falling down.
Yeah. That's why I need that cart, so I can just pull it behind the tractor, go over the whole property, put them in one time, dump them, be done with it, you know. Greg's Farm Services, on the farm, around the home, in the community. Greg's Farm Service, they bring you morning weather each and every day. We have, I'm going to refresh this. I'm going to check this one more time. Here we go. Okay, temperature-wise, we are at 69 degrees right now in Mountain Home. It's 70 in Harrison, 69 at Hardy. 68 in Mountain View, Arkansas. Yellville at 71, while Marshall's at 68. Calico checks in at 69. St. Louis is 71 degrees. Poplar Bluff is 70. Branson is 68. West Plains is 70. Branson 68. West Plains is 70. In Watford City, North Dakota, it's 2 degrees above freezing at 34 degrees. Ugh.
They can have it.
They can have it, yeah. I'm going to bring this screen up first, Scooter, before we go to the radar.
Okay.
Now, this is the National Weather Service, and this is the forecast map. So you can see the purple up here in the Dakotas, and Nebraska is, where's my scale down here? Don't see it. Let me bring it up. Should be freeze warning right there. That's for this area in here. Then we have some freeze watches. This green area from Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, part of Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Minnesota, Wisconsin, even parts of Illinois. These are a series of flood watches, flood warnings. Lighter green would indicate a flood warning right here. And the darker green would be, well, they've got the colors here, don't they? Flash flood watch. So some flood advisories. Now this is what's coming our way later tonight and tomorrow and possibly into Thursday. We've got the forecast pulled up here in just a minute. Then the red down here is all the hurricane stuff. So between the hurricane in the Gulf and the rain to the west and north of us, you know, Arkansas is going to feel a little bit of a squeeze here. So we need to be prepared, folks. So I'm not trying to scare anybody, just letting you know what's going on. Now here's the national radar and the national scene. See if I can, I hit New Orleans.
Oh,
Excuse me. Here we go.
there it is.
Here's the national map. Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Minnesota, Wisconsin, all getting rain right now as we speak. And you can see it's quite a bit. And this continues to move north, northeast. The front will move from west to east, and that's what's going to bring our potential for rain later on. I don't think there's much going on in Little Rock or in Arkansas right now. Yeah, a little bit around Mena over here, a little bit over there. That's a little bit of a spin-off shower, a little bit over west of Fort Smith. It just spotted. Overall, the highways are clear, 412, 62 east-west, Highway 65 north-south, 167, 67, Batesville, Poplar Bluff out of Little Rock, Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, and 555. Basically clear at this time. Check the St. Louis area, I-70 and I-64 and I-44 around the St. Louis area, Columbia, Rolla, in good shape, I-64 east to Mount Vernon, I-70 Vandalia, Effingham, Illinois. Just wait, rain's coming, folks. Southwest Missouri will probably pick up a little bit because it's going to be showing up in Kansas. And you can see just to the west of Joplin around Coffeyville, Kansas, the rain's starting to enter the western part of the state of Missouri from Kansas City all the way down to Joplin area right there. But right now, I-44, Tulsa, Joplin, Springfield, Lebanon is clear. I-70, though, in Kansas City picking up some rain. Real quick, I'm going to switch out. I don't want to throw you a curveball here, but we'll look at this map here. Here's the drought monitor here in Missouri, and this is the area right here where the rain's starting to come through in Kansas City. So let's hope that a lot of this rain will solve this issue with that drought up there in Missouri.
That'd be nice to see it.
Mm-hmm. And let's see. So we've got rain for the 7-day forecast. I'm going to refresh this one more time. I refreshed it about 35 minutes ago. You never know. It did change. We're up to a 90% chance now. For today, 60% chance of thunderstorms likely. Then tonight, a 90% chance of thunderstorms. They've taken the likely out and they've raised it 30%. So tonight, I'm going to say anywhere from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. tonight into tomorrow, we've got a 90 to an 80% chance of showers. So you can see right here for today, 60% chance and a 90% chance, and then Wednesday morning into an 80% chance. By the time dinner time rolls around, we're down to an 80, we go from 80% chance down to 47 degrees of clear. So we're going to be at 79 degrees today, 74 degrees tomorrow. We're going to drop to 47 degrees at on Wednesday night. Thursday, a high of 66. Thursday night, a low of 43. Friday, a high of 64. Fall arrives this week. Then we have, hey, Barry, come on weather. Friday, we've got a high of 64. Now it's football weather.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. That's football weather.
And then Friday night, it's going to be a low of 46. And pull up a chair. And a high of 65. So what do you think of those temperatures?
I think it'd be good. We've got football game coming up Thursday. The 8th grade's playing. We're playing in Little Rock Christian Field, but we're playing El Dorado.
Oh, meeting halfway.
Yeah.
We had a playoff game one time when my son Caleb was playing football, and we played one game. One year we played at Texarkana, and then one year was at El Dorado. And I think it was the El Dorado game, but it was actually closer to go to Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
I'll be darned.
By 5 miles. I Googled every which way you can get from here to El Dorado, trying to find the closest routes. And if you go from here to West Plains to Rolla to St. Louis using 101, 160, 63 to 44, it was 5 miles closer to go to Busch Stadium than El Dorado, Arkansas.
Well, the good news is we're not going to El Dorado. We're going to Little Rock Christian. We're meeting halfway. It's all good.
Yeah. Real quick, Arkansas Forestry Commission wildfire danger is low. Just have to be careful. No burn bans in the state. All 75 counties are green. Once again, the drought monitor, that will be updated on the 11th. This area right here in Missouri, these red areas, I hope will disappear when it gets
this last
refreshed
bout of rain goes through.
Yeah. In Arkansas, we're already minimal on the drought, which is a good thing. More rain coming, so we should be in the plus column there. Morning weather is brought to you by Greg's Farm Services. Of course, Greg's Farm Services on the farm, around the home, in the community. Appreciate those folks very, very much. Community calendar brought to you by Affordable Housing, 741-2883. I've got one thing to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
There you go.
Drum roll, please. Kindness Incorporated's 3rd annual Golden Gala is set for November 10th. That's 1 month from tomorrow, 6 to 10 p.m. This is a fundraiser for Kindness Incorporated and what they do, their transportation service that's privately funded. So this is a big, big fundraiser for these folks. Raises a lot of money. It helps them provide transportation, because when the folks retire here and something happens, they can't drive, they can't get to where they need to be. It may be a temporary thing, maybe a permanent thing. Then they have to have some transportation. So Kindness Incorporated provides that transportation. The gala sponsor for $2,500, gold sponsor for $1,200, silver sponsor for $750, bronze for $250, with table decorations for $150. Please call Debbie Walmack at 870-425-6475 and tell her I want to sponsor this event. And it's going to help folks. It's going to help a lot of folks.
It's a good event.
Yeah, so
worth doing.
You got anything on community calendar that you know?
No,
it's just kind of everything happened last Saturday, and now
we had all this stuff to talk about last week. More than almost fill up the show talking about things, and now
fire department stuff and walk a mile in her shoes and all that, and it's passed by. So we're going to take a break. Barry Lagg joins us here. You got to get some coffee, dude.
I'm done, man. I'm ready when you're ready.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done, so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Nemus Pizza in Gassville, Arkansas is your home for national and international award-winning pizza. Nemus Pizza offers artisan-made award-winning pizza with only the freshest and finest of ingredients. Each pizza is made from scratch and hand-tossed at the time you place your order. And also check out their calzone strombolis, an oven-baked folded pizza stuffed with your choice of meat. Sauce can be on the side or included inside at your request. Nemus Pizza in Gassville, Arkansas, your home for award-winning pizza. Do you ever feel like your butt's dragging and you could really use a lift? Ozark Diesel Off-Road. Ozark Diesel Off-Road has been installing lifts for over 25 years. They specialize in all your off-road vehicle needs, from general repairs such as engine diagnostics, clutch and brake repair, to custom fabrication like axle gears and lockers, leveling and suspension kits, and everything in between. So if your vehicle could really use a lift, head to Ozark Diesel Off-Road, located at 5051 Highway 62 East, or give them a call at 870-425-LIFT.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
7:20. We're joined by Barry Lagg, good friend, one of the pastors of First Baptist Church Mountain Home, and just want to sit and chat a while. And you deal a lot in ministries with younger kids, some teenagers, and mainly young adults. And I think the pig trail I'm chasing here is what has just happened with Judge Kavanaugh and how our behavior as adults has transpired into, what? Are you kidding me?
Right.
I mean, and I'm not going to pick on the political aspect, but when the president says, my choice is Brett Kavanaugh, immediately, if there's anything, oh, well, now, wait a minute, he did this back in 1982 or 1983, but no, they waited in like 20 some odd days, and, oh, by the way, I think it happened over here, and then all the you got kids beating the doors of the Supreme Court. Come on. Come on, Barry. I mean, really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's amazing how these kind of cultural events really inform us about where we are, just as a nation, as a people, as a culture at large. These small. It's really a microcosm of a greater problem in our culture, and I would say is just the lack of truth and honesty and integrity, and what you saw play out there with Kavanaugh is what we see in the local church, is what you see in your school system and whatnot, is what's simply called tribalism. You have your two tribes that are going at each other, and they want to dig up dirt, if you will, against the opponent, and that typically happens when there's a culture or a group of folks that are just not willing to stand up for or look for the truth. And when you start to see and it's as much philosophical and theological as it is cultural, because when you see a culture say such things as, there is no such thing as truth, which is actually a truth statement, you're going to have that, whether it's the Supreme Court level or your local school system or local church, and that's what we saw kind of play out. And this is my truth, and this is their truth, and this is their truth, and when you don't have objective truth, you're gonna try to dig up something back in 1982 on somebody that may or may not be, no pun intended, true, and it doesn't matter what it is, because you create your own narrative, you create your own story. And then you defend it, whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. And so that's kind of what we saw play out there with Kavanaugh. And obviously he knows what did or didn't happen, and whether it was right or wrong, just or unjust, or what have you. And so something that was very small, kind of like anything, a seed that just grew into this unbelievable story that most people recognize as absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
But because they wanted to hedge bets and defend their tribe, then you have this crazy media, this crazy story play out in the media and around the country, and he gets approved. He gets approved anyway.
Have you noticed? It's always the sexual allegations.
Oh,
it's never anything like, well, he ran a stoplight, or he was driving drunk and hit a car, or it's financial, because most everything can be proved.
Sure, that's right. Well, and you have to grab for the most appalling story that you possibly can, and right now that fits with the Me Too movement and everything that's going on there, and it's so far back, and it's so subjective. At this point, it's hard to defend against something. It's hard to prove or disprove something like that. That's that happened so long ago, or may not have happened so long ago, if you will. And so, you didn't see anybody talk about whether he stole bubble gum from a store back in 1982. And it had to be something, very saucy. It had to be something that was severe, and it fits the narrative that certain people wanted to put on the table. But like I said, when you're living in a culture that says there's no such thing as absolute truth, it doesn't matter what he did.
Yeah.
It did or didn't do,
Yeah.
and like I said, I'm not here to prove or disprove what he did or didn't do, but that's what we saw play out. Like I said, he could have stole a piece of bubble gum from a store, and it, because certain folks wanted to see the man taken down just because he's an appointee of President Trump.
Yeah.
Like I said, it wouldn't have mattered. They would have played it up like the biggest thing that ever happened in the media. And so that's what you're seeing. That's the tragedy of what we saw play out with that case. I don't know Kavanaugh from Adam. I don't know his character. I don't know his. What's funny about these things is you have a guy who's gone to school, he's educated, he has a family, and you have people who are not even educated in the field of law, if you will, making judgments about a guy. And it'd be like me going to the hospital down here and just saying to the doctors, now listen, I watched some YouTube videos about surgery, and you guys are just not doing it correctly, and I just need to tell you guys, if you don't do your surgery correctly based on WebMD and what I saw on YouTube, then I'm going to sue you guys, and I'm going to make this big story in the newspaper about it. That's kind of the equivalent of what we're seeing play out with this story.
Well, you know what? Scooter could never run for office.
Never could.
You know why? I found an onion in my potatoes one time.
There you go.
And I'm just going.
And you're allergic to it, right?
Oh, I broke out. Oh, it was terrible.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll make a big federal case out of this, so you can't run for mayor, Scooter. But see, the same thing.
Yeah.
What if I had a slice of onion in my hash browns one day? Oh my goodness, is this the end of the world? No, I like onions.
Right.
But people will make a case out of something as silly as an onion in your hash browns.
Yeah. So let's just say that he did something very illegal and very wrong. The tragedy of the whole thing is that he got confirmed. So you got to look at the story from that perspective as well. It actually proves the point. This was a character assassination, and if he really did something wrong, if he really did something illegal, in a just system, he should be tried, and he knows that as a man of law, he should be tried. He should, in a court of law, he should be found guilty, and he should pay the penalty for it. But the fact that he's confirmed, it just proves the whole point of the ridiculously of the whole situation. That you're just trying to assassinate the man, make him look bad, embarrass him, take his family down, and that just proves that this tribalism is real.
Yeah.
That people are hedging bets and just trying to
because their honcho didn't win the presidency and our honcho did.
That's right. That's right. So
even though he wasn't my first choice, but
I knew we were in trouble when I forget what movie it was. I think it was one of the newer Spider-Man movies. Changed the old saying, truth, justice, and all that other stuff, instead of saying truth and justice in the American way. When I saw that, I said, yep, that's it. Spider-Man's changed it. It's over.
There's a new word out called Kavanaghed.
Is it really?
Yeah, you've been Kavanaghed.
Oh, man,
you've been falsely accused.
That's right. That's right.
So, but let's go back to the analogy I had with Scooter. Let's say 3-4 years ago I was eating breakfast and there was an onion in my potato. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
But people make mountains out of molehills.
Always.
I could basically ruin his business. Do you know what happened to me down there? I'm not out to do that. Because there's a good chance I'll be down there 2 or 3 more times this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do want to clarify this off camera here, that there was not any onions in his potatoes. That's all I gotta say.
But Scooter, if you did put onions in my potatoes,
it would be okay.
It would be fine with me. You could add a little pepper to it too,
There
But
you go.
people will make an issue out of something as stupid as complaining about an onion in your potatoes.
Oh, absolutely. We got a saying. At least I have a saying. It's not original with me, but in the church, hopefully it's really as bad as it is in the political realm as well. Unfortunately, but the first act of love.
Churches are political.
Yeah,
Really?
Go figure.
Surprise.
Are you
Really?
I'm so shocked by that myself. Been in the church 41 years, but
and not seen any political
nothing whatsoever.
Nothing
Yeah. Perfect. Only perfect people allowed. But I
are we grounded? Lightning's
exactly.
gonna strike.
It's striking right here. Watch out. Here we go. But I tell people the first act of love is to tell them the truth. Is to tell them the truth. You don't love somebody unless you tell the truth, and so they're all intertwined together. If your kid is going to run out in the highway and the interstate, and you grab their arm and twist their arm and pull them back out before a Mack truck hits them, well, the truth is that he was probably going to be injured or killed if he's hit by the Mack truck. Mm-hmm. And in our culture and day and age, people would say, "Oh man, that's just cruel and mean. You hurt your kid's arm," and I'm like, "No, I saved his life." Because he's going to get hit by that Mack truck. And so in a very small, but obviously big because it's in the media, microcosmic way, what we saw play out is that very thing. People don't care about the truth anymore. They care about the lies, and they want to hedge bets and defend themselves. And that's just as a minister, that's kind of speaks to what I do, of course, because it's as much a heart problem as it is a head problem, and that's what's so sad about that story. His poor wife and kids are listening to all this stuff, and they're watching, and from behind, her face just says it all. Like, man, they're grilling.
They've got to be wrung out.
Grilling my husband, and I'm sure they're having some interesting conversations at home, and it creates doubt in her mind as a wife. Now, is this true? You did tell me this story years ago, but yeah, it's awful. And then it gets confirmed.
We're going to take a break. More with Barry Lagg right after this. Stick around.
There you go.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Our old burger was only 7 ounces, but now it's 8 with brioche bun and pickles. Comes with its own steak knife, it's really that big. Your best competition is always yourself. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. We're focused on one thing, burgers, ribs, fajitas. Just that one thing, burgers, ribs, and fajitas. We're reeling in our menu because it got out of hand. We had a moment of self-actualization. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
.35, and we're continuing our discussion with Barry Lagg. And during the break, we got talking about, well, we're talking about behavior. Parents at sporting events when kids are involved. Boy.
Well,
you want to get your butt chewed?
Yeah.
Be a coach, be an announcer, be a scoreboard operator, you know?
That's right. Well, yeah, I've coached a long time. I played multi-sport athlete back in high school. Shout out to anybody, the half of a person who's watching from Vicksburg, Mississippi, Warren Central High School.
There you go.
Played all kinds of sports, and it has. I mean, the culture has changed. You know, every kid is going to be a professional now, and they're going to have $1 million contracts, and it's bad. I mean, you know.
So what are we teaching our kids? I was predominantly baseball, and then I've started helping Bob Rechtenwald and Scooter with the football. Been doing that 5, 6, 7 years now, scoring down at Bomber Stadium. But especially in the Little League ball games. In fact, I was at a tournament one time, and I think the team was from Bay, Arkansas, over around Truman, Jonesboro area. 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm running the scoreboard, and it did not involve a Mountain Home team, but one of the teams started mouthing off to the umpire. And the umpire ejected one coach from the dugout. And one coach says, well, if he goes, I go. Out. So we might as well forfeit the game. The umpire says, game over, forfeited. And the umpires walked off the field.
Yeah, wow.
And it was a double elimination game, and they lost. And that team just had to go home. They couldn't even play the game out. All because of stupidity by a coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you think you're going to push me around? Game over.
Yep, no doubt. Well,
the umpires walked off the field, and that game was over.
Yep.
And those kids were hurt by the actions of that coach.
Sure, absolutely. You know, I mean, coaches can act as stupidly as kids or parents sometimes. You know, and it goes back again to that tribalism and to there's a Bible verse actually about it. You know, seeing I'm a preacher, but everybody did what was right in their own eyes, and we are, and there's no doubt about it, living in a day of entitlements where, you know, my kid should be the starting this, and my kid should be that, and you know, you should serve my pancakes and my toast and butter the heel of that piece of bread the way that I think you should. You know, and there's no grace, there's no love there, and now, fortunately, I've been pretty blessed as a coach because I've coached my kids in baseball and football and basketball and soccer, and I've played as many sports and then some. But I've been very fortunate as a coach not to have that. But I typically sit the parents down and talk to them before the season, or at least talk to the kids about expectations. And tell them, you know, this is how I coach. This is what you as a parent should expect from me. Now, obviously, some years I do better than other years as a coach with that and communicating that. This year has been kind of difficult just based on life circumstances as I'm coaching flag football this year again. But if the parents understand the roles and expectations, that minimizes a lot of it. But we still live in a culture now where their kid, he's going to be the next, you know, Jordan or LeBron James or what have you, and there's nothing you can do about it except to play him.
And I've had a parent come up to me one time, and this was our third practice, and we haven't even put on pads yet. You know, we do the full contact, and so we're just kind of running through plays, and parent came to me, hey, I need to talk to you after practice. You don't understand the ability of my child.
Oh, mercy.
He is going to play for the Razorbacks, and you're scoping him to what he's going to become.
How old
but
is
if,
he right
but
now?
if he doesn't seem, he was a third or fourth grader.
8 or 9 years old.
Yeah. But if you don't give him more ball time, he can't become what he needs to become.
Yeah.
And it's like you're missing the whole picture because
this is
it's
called
not
Instruction League.
Right.
We've got and
Need him
just
a third grade reader and expect him to write the encyclopedia.
and just because of these, we've actually got a huge banner we put up when we play our football games, and it says "Reminder from the kids." 1, I am a kid. 2, it's just a game. 3, my coaches are volunteers. 4, the officials are human. And 5, no college scholarships will be handed out today.
There you go. That's
so
good.
6, stay off my butt.
That's right. Hey, we're going to hang that up in the Supreme Court and the Congress.
The Fellowship Hall at
in the
church.
Fellowship Hall at church, and y'all can hang it up in the restaurant. Y'all remember these rules.
Well, there's a joke in baseball where little Billy was going to second base and got thrown out, and as he's walking off, the coach says, "Now, little Billy, you know it's not good to call the umpire all these dirty names, and you're supposed to be sportsmanlike, all this." "Oh, I know, Coach. Well, tell your grandmother in the stands, will you?"
That's right. That's right. Well, there's no doubt that we have an entitlement culture and we have an entitlement problem in this day and age, and parents can fix that by speaking truth. Going back to that truth, you can, speak truth into your kids' lives. You don't crush them. You try to build them up and talk about aspirations and goals and dreams. But I know many a great athlete that never stepped foot on a college field, that they were just as good as the guys in college, and even some pros. They just never had the shot. Things didn't work out. They didn't have the contacts and what have you. In fact, my dad, who has now passed away, was one of those guys.
Really?
Back in the day, he was a tremendous athlete. But he decided to get married and have a family, and that was the culture back then, where you would go to war, you'd join the military perhaps, and get a job, go to college if you could afford it, get married and start having some kids. And he kind of dodged all that, and when he could have played, probably. Most of
Football
his
player?
Probably basketball or baseball at
Really?
the time. He was actually good. He could have been a quarterback if he put his mind to it. But all of his peers said, yeah, he could have played college ball. But he married your mother, started a family, and now you're here.
Okay, let's talk about that. We're talking about this. Look at University of Alabama football program and Nick
Terrible
Saban.
program. not doing well at all.
Uh-oh, the tribes are forming.
They got tribalism again. See, they got a bunch of 2-star athletes, I'm told.
How? How on earth? Look at Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas. Whew, my goodness, Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin. Always Alabama. Is it going to be this way for how long?
Well,
and how do you get,
the rest of the country prays it's not. But
especially the SEC.
Exactly. I was just born. This kind of makes me feel like a pup a little bit, but I was just born when Bear Bryant was kind of ending his career there in Alabama. Not too long after I was born, and even Alabama took a dip after that.
Mm-hmm.
After the great one, Bear Bryant, and most people are probably hoping and expecting that's the case with Saban when he retires. But I remember this will show my cards here, because Dale knows that my family went to Mississippi State, Hell State, so we're Bulldog fans. Forgive me, brother, for that. But I can remember when Mullen was there, and every year he played Alabama. He would joke during Bama week. Well, Coach, what do you think about playing Alabama? And let's talk about the athletes. He would always say, well, they have more 5-stars sitting on their bench than our whole team. We're going to give it the best effort we can.
How do they get?
But I'm told, and you've heard it from ESPN. I have my hunch how they're getting their players, but I'm told Saban just goes into a home and basically does negative recruiting. He goes in there and he says, "Hey, we'd love for you to play for Alabama football, but we don't need you. We've got 5 guys sitting on the bench that are ready to go who are 4 and 5 star athletes, but we'd love to have you if you want to win a championship." And that's what I'm told he does. They don't even have to recruit anymore because of that history and tradition. But of course, there's other theories out there about why they're doing so well with their recruits as well.
What
it has
pro
nothing
team did he hire?
Well, it has nothing to do with Benjamin Franklin or anybody like that, greenbacks. But that's just a theory, folks. That's just a theory that
jab.
Why they're doing so
jab.
well, It's amazing how Mississippi State and Ole Miss get called out for stuff that other teams are doing.
You think? It's funny how people can get called out for some things and other people don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, with that, we're going to take another break with Barry Lagg right after this.
So there I was, naked as a jaybird in the shower with soap in my hair and eyes when I lost water pressure down to a dribble. I immediately grabbed my towel and dialed up Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service. Jake came right over and fixed my water pressure. Now I can take my showers with confidence. Just call Jake.
For all your sales and pump needs, just call Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service, 870-431-5445. He offers high-quality stay-right products.
With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name-brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support, and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care in Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
7:47, finishing out the program, Barry Lagg, and called you last minute. I had a cancellation. Hey, come do the show. We'll talk about something.
Man, just bringing in the powerful reinforcements.
I know we could always get off on some of this stuff. Something was brought up as this participation trophy. And my son, he'll be 30 years old in December. He's got his own business in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and he was dealing with issues like that, trying to hire people to be responsible. Here's what I need you to do. I can pay you this amount of money. Here's your key, but here's what I need done. I need you here. Can you be here at 6:30 in the morning? Sure. Okay, you get here at 6:30. I need this, this, and this accomplished by the time I get here. And he's normally there around 6:30 to 7 o'clock himself, but I need this accomplished so I can do my stuff to get out the door, because he's got people that he makes cabinets. So some of his crew is in the home or at the business installing a cabinet while the other guys are over here cutting stuff out. Well, I got here at 6:30, but you weren't in the building working.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I was in the parking lot drinking coffee and eating a donut. Well, how long were you there? Till 8 o'clock. Yeah. And they expect to be paid for the 90 minutes for sitting in the pickup smoking and drinking coffee and eating donuts.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, it's part of where we are. Unfortunately, I won't mention any names, of course, but we had some work done on our house recently, and they expected full payment before the whole project was finished. And this was a guy, and an older guy, older than me, And I just kind of looked at him and thought, I mean, that doesn't work in anything. Yeah, you want full payment for a job that's not finished. And I thought to myself that where in the world have we come? And it kind of dawned on me. Well, we're in that participation trophy era. Where you show up and you get a trophy. I remember it was hilarious. We were in a 2 to 3 team league for flag football, and I remember one of the kids, my team had lost just about all year, and there was a little bit of a disparity between some of the ages of the kids. There were several grades thrown together, and our team played in the championship. I think it was a 3-team league. We played in the championship. We had an awful record, but because there were only 3 teams, we played in the final game, and we won primarily because the oldest kid on the other team didn't show up. And I'll never forget when we won, one of the other kids came up and said, "Hey, where's my trophy?" And I said, "Hey, this is like a two-team league. There's no trophy. We won." So my team got the trophy because we won the championship. That happened to be the rules for the league at the time, and they were just absolutely distraught that they had this winning record, and we had beaten up on this other team all year, but of course it was a championship. It was the game that counted. It was the game to win it all, and we happened to win, and they thought their life was over.
Like, wait a minute, we won all the game.
I know it, but that's at the business level. That's at, like I said, that's at the Pop Warner football level. And just because I show up, I deserve a trophy.
I'll never forget one time I was out on the what we call the major league field over on Rossi Road, and the kid that was pitching, this is 10 years ago. I don't know, it's been a long time ago. And the umpire, ball, another pitch, ball, and the pitcher's out there like this. And the umpire says, "Son, stop." And he told the coach, like, "What do you mean a ball? Here's a 12-year-old kid, and here's the umpire."
Right.
And the ball was going that far. But you know what it was? He's working with his dad or a guardian. Oh, that's a perfect pitch. Perfect. So in his mind, his dad is saying, "Man, you're the best. You can't throw a ball. You're throwing always strikes." Well, he gets out of here. He's far out of the zone.
Yeah.
Reality is you're not as good as some people pump you up to be.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's one of the benefits to having played sports, since we're talking about sports and business and whatnot. But when you've played sports, some of the most humble coaches, they may not be the best coaches, are actual athletes. Sometimes that doesn't translate too well. If you're a great athlete in high school or college, you don't often turn out to be a great coach, but they're often the most humble with their own kids and their own players because they realize what it takes to be a great athlete. I'll never forget, I was playing college soccer. Now, most people think I played American football instead of football, but about 100 pounds ago, I played college soccer, and I'll never forget, our team from Mississippi College played, we went on a mission trip down to Antigua, the island of Antigua. We played their Olympic team, and we played their Olympic tryout team. Now, here's what's funny: Antigua never makes they never make the World Cup. They're terrible compared to the world standards. They crucified us. They absolutely destroyed us on the field. Their tryout team beat us worse than their actual Olympic team.
But yet they're not good enough.
They're not good enough to make the World Cup and the Olympics, if you will. And in that moment, I realized, okay, now we're a pretty good team. They are a professional team.
Yet they didn't even make the mark.
But they didn't even make the mark. And so I was 19 years old when we were playing those guys. And from that point forward, I said, okay, that's what they're talking about when they say high school, college, professional athlete. Because I realized, when those strikers, when those forwards were coming down the field, and they looked like a running back from Alabama, but they're playing soccer. And they can do it. In fact, I'll be honest. I'm going to show you. I'll show some more cards. I got so frustrated as a good Christian soccer player, which happens to all of us. I tried to lay out one of their strikers. I actually teed him up, and he did a bicycle kick on me and scored a Pele bicycle kick. And I laid him out, and he got up and he hugged me, and I threw my hands up and I said, "Well, there's nothing I can do about it. The guy's just better." He's just better than us, And so from that point forward, I was just like, okay, we ate some humble pie, and we just need to know our place.
You're a Christian, and you got mad. Really?
No, I prayed in that moment, and I quoted some scripture and stuff. I did invite him to. We were a singing soccer team, and I can't sing for anything, but
Scooter plays the trumpet.
Does he really? He could come on with us and. We'll do some Spanish poorly and sing some songs.
Every time when I introduce the weather, he plays the trumpet over.
I guarantee you they didn't hand me a participation trophy after that 8-1 loss.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just I don't know what it's going to take. I don't care if it's on the local level, where you're at on a ball field, in a church, in a club meeting, in a political rally. There's a certain level of respect that's expected.
Yeah. All those.
And I've seen it time and time again. I don't care whether you're a referee, an umpire, a policeman, a pastor, a mayor, a county judge. There's a certain level, even the president. I was in Washington, D.C. with Americans for Prosperity, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago. And it's all a Republican deal. And somebody says, what would happen if President Obama walked in this room? What would happen? I said, we'd stand up and we'd respect the man holding the office. Whether we agree or disagree, he's the president.
Right.
And we would welcome him, shake his hand. We say, no, Mr. President, I disagree with this, I disagree with that.
Yeah.
But yet, I'm not going to call him names. I'm not going to be ugly or derogatory. We're going to respect that gentleman.
Right.
We've lost that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Those are the things that have changed largely, I think, in our culture. Truth, integrity, character, respect, honesty, just good old-fashioned virtues, and it seems to be eroding as quickly as the days come, and it reminds me. All of this kind of reminds me of that story. And I'm not the best historian. I'm more of a theologian, but the old Douglas MacArthur story, where supposedly he meets up with the Japanese leader general, and supposedly he went to shake his hand, and as the story goes, whether it's true or not, I still love the story. He went to shake MacArthur's hand, and MacArthur said, "No, your sword first. Your sword first. In other words, lay your sword down, and then I'll shake your hand." And you don't see any of that going on, whether it's football or church or politics. Nobody's willing to lay their sword down and respect one another, which, whether it's Obama coming in and we stand up, or Trump coming in and standing up, or the coach that's coaching Pop Warner football, it's that's being lost there.
Yeah, it's all about respect, and just being a decent person. I mean, yes, we get angry, Christian or not. We still have the emotions. We have the anger. We have the sorrow. We have the pride.
Yeah,
we're human.
Yeah, and sometimes the best thing to do is bow out. Bow out. And it's not, I'll never forget when I was being trained in seminary, they always said, it's not about winning the argument, it's about winning the man. Mm-hmm. And that's what we don't see. Sometimes the best thing to do is just bow out and, just respect the other person. And it's not about winning. And that's what we saw play out in the Supreme Court.
Years ago, and we're run out of time. Back in the day when John Lennon and Yoko Ono were doing the Bed In for Peace, and they said, "Why are you staying in bed?" He says, "It's a peaceful protest." He says, "What are we going to do, laying in bed for peace for a week?" They did it in Toronto. He says, "Only the ignorant cry the loudest."
Yeah.
And what'd they do? They stayed in bed for a week.
That's
There's
true.
a lesson there.
That's true.
Anyway,
Like the old proverb says, you better be careful about opening your mouth and removing all doubt.
Scooter, you got a thought over there?
I'm staying out of this one. I know when to bow out.
There you go.
There's
There
smart
you
man
go.
right
That's
there.
right.
And there's been no onions in my potatoes.
No onions whatsoever. That sounds good right about now.
Oh. Anyway, I appreciate Barry coming in at last minute, had a cancellation, so we covered it. Just wanted to talk about this behavior issue, and it's concerning, and I don't know where we're going with the millennials, but, nevertheless, we got to wrap this thing up. We'll be back tomorrow, everybody, and thanks to Barry and Scooter and everybody. So have a great day. Enjoy the rain when it passes through. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.